So this is while you're in the process of doing the job.
While you're doing the job, yes.
Okay.
Once you're under contract, yes.
And you're paying this every month?
Every month.
So, Jeff Spencer, we were talking about the different types of bonds that we have, and you were talking about the bid bond, and you were talking about the payment and performance bond, your P&P bond.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about the difference between those two types of bonds?
Well, your bid bond is just like to protect you in a bidding process. So, if you're looking at like a government type job, maybe it's DOT work, maybe it's municipality work, but they require in state of Tennessee they require a 5% bid bond. What that does is that protects you, and it also protects the entity that's requested the bids. So if I default on my bid, after I bid a project, in other words, if I start second guessing myself, I missed something, or I didn't put good numbers together, or maybe I realized that I was 15-20% lower than the next bidder, I might start, what I leave out, what I miss. So I may decline the bid. I may want to back out of it. So what that bid bond does, it covers the owner, and it also covers you, because it takes a liability off you to where they go to the second place bidder. And so whatever the difference is, your bid bond has to eat that difference. Your insurance company does to make it work out to where they can get their second place bidder to come in and do the job at a higher rate than what they thought they were getting.
So if it's a $15 million job and you bid it at 10 and everyone else bid it at 15, that $5 million gap there,
your bid bond's going to cover that.
And you're only responsible for paying
5%.
5% of what you bid, or what the next person bid?
5% of I'm going to pay,
or the difference.
The difference, yes.
The $5 million between 15 minus 10, 5. So you take 5% of $5 million.
Your insurance company's going to pay that. I'm going to pay the 5%.
You're going to pay the 5%. They're going to pay the 5.
Yeah.
And you're going to pay the 5%.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, does that impact your, your credit with the company, the insurance, the bid company?
It does,
the bond company you're working with?
Yes.
So the next job that comes around, like maybe your rate's higher this next time?
Yes, very possible, yeah.
Okay. And now, what is a payment and performance bond?
Once you get under contract and you start a project, say you get 25-30% complete with a project, you decide that this project's not going to be feasible for you for some reason, or you can't, maybe you don't have the labor or the equipment you need to do this job, maybe it's bigger than what you thought, you may decide to back out or decline then. So that gives your insurance company has to pay a portion of what it's going to cost for that company to go ahead and find someone else, maybe the second place bidder, maybe a totally different contractor that didn't even bid on the project, to come in and complete your work that you did not finish.
So this is while you're in the process of doing the job?
While you're doing the job, yes.
Okay.
Once you're under contract, yes.
And you're paying this every month?
Every month. And so, if you've, just say, if I'm an estimator and I like, this particular project, say I think it's going to take 6 months, to do the job. Well, if we go into 7, 8, 9 months, and it goes over what I thought was going to do, then you still got to pay that P&P bond at 1.25%, whatever it may be, whatever deal your bonding company's got with you.
Yeah.
There again, that's costing you money because you have went outside your grace period. So the bond still stay in place, so you've got to continue to pay it.
Yeah, and one of the things we were talking about is, if some external force causes you to take longer than normal, and you have to issue a change order. Like one thing you mentioned was rain days, excessive rain days. Well, you just can't do the work on those days. Now you have the option there of or issuing a change order for that? Maybe do you just do it for that bond, or you include
Well,
everything that's affected by the rain days?
Well, it's not just for the bond, but also because a lot of times your jobs are tied to liquidated damages. Like if you've got, 120 days, 200 days, whatever it may be in this particular job, if you go over that, it may be $1,000 a day, $1,500 a day, $500 a day, whatever the liquidated damages are. So in order to avoid those, if you have, inclement weather that keeps you from performing your scope of work, you need a change order to increase those days. That way extend your time period, so you're not having to worry so much about liquidated damages. So that's why it's good, for your guys in the field to always keep a record, keep a daily log. We haven't talked about that much, but it's very important, for your foremen in the field and your superintendents to keep a daily log per job. What's going on, how many rain days you had, and I can't remember now what the standard is here in Tennessee, but I think they allow for 5 or 7 days a month, rain days on average. So theoretically, that's included into your original contract. So if you've got 15, 20 days, rain days, that is a good, plausible argument for extending your time frame. Because hey, we've had 7 or 8 days longer than what was anticipated per month in rain delays.
Well, good information, Jeff Spencer.
Yes, sir. Hey guys, again, thank y'all for joining in, and check us out on YouTube and Facebook, and share and like, please.